Hi everyone, today is Veterans Day weekend and we have a very special event for you.
Yes, I and Douglas just discovered there will be a festival in San Pedro City in the spirit of Veterans Day. So we're gonna go there right now and we'll show you what's up in there.
And there is something very, very special there that we will wait until we get there to show you.
All right, but now we gotta go in order to make the time. So
right,
we'll see you a little bit.
Buckle up. Veterans Day is a day of remembrance and has been celebrated since 1919. The 11th day of the 11th month was chosen to coincide with the day the armistice was signed, ending World War I. Each year, the holiday is celebrated with events across America, and in San Pedro, California, a festival with stands, music, and other events was organized.
Hello, this is Ben from VNA TV. It was a pleasure to meet you today. First of all, can you tell audience a little bit about you and the organization that you work for?
Yes, I work for the Volunteers of America, and we're based in Los Angeles. We're right outside of Skid Row, and we're trying to help homeless veterans get off the street, try to find temporary to permanent housing, try to find them jobs and food and other resources.
And then, is this your first time here at the festival in San Pedro?
Yes, it is, and our phone number is area code 213-286-0300.
But last questions before I let you go. What would you think about the festival so far today?
I think it is wonderful. It's wonderful to meet veterans from all wars, Vietnam, the Afghans, the new people coming back from Afghanistan and Iraq. It's just a wonderful situation. Nice to be able to walk on the USS Iowa and take a tour.
Is this your first time here at the festival?
Yes, it is. It's our first ride out.
Thưa quý vị, đây là lần đầu tiên ông đến tham gia cái festival này. So for an event like this, what do you usually do to representing your organization as well as celebrating the spirit of Veterans Day?
Well, we have to organize with the police out here in Los Angeles County, and with the city council, and of course all our members and anybody that wants to participate with us.
We gotta go, but these are all veterans from the Long Beach Hospital, and we just want to thank you guys. These are all from guys and girls who have served this country.
Unlike other celebrations, Veterans Day Appreciation Day here occurred right next to the USS Iowa, a real battleship from the American Navy. The ship welcomed the public on July 7th this year, but especially for today, veterans and their families are offered free entry. On July 4th, the vessel held a private celebration for veterans, a moving moment for those who themselves had spent service time on the ship. of veterans, we have to speak of the USS Iowa because it too is a veteran. It's fought for 50 years from the 40s and it retired in the 90s. And this year it came to Los Angeles at the end of May. It debuted to the public at the beginning of July, and now it's open for everyone to come see and learn about its long, long history.
Yes, that's true. And then as you can see, it's not only for the outside exhibition, but actually inside the ship, there will be a couple of the museums that you can actually come in and learn and see the actual picture of some of the battles that the ship has been through.
What made you decide to be a volunteer here?
When I heard the ship was coming into port, I had some time on my hands and I thought what a great opportunity this was. These ships are awesome in every respect. Here you have a ship that will steam at 40 miles an hour like a fast water ski boat, cover 15 to 18,000 nautical miles without a fill-up. They can throw 18 tons of ordnance a minute from these guns, and this ship can take it as well as dish it out.
For most of us who are just civilians who don't really know much about ships, do you think people can get something out of it by coming here and visiting the ship?
Well, I hope it gives them an appreciation of what it takes to protect this country and the work that our servicemen and women are doing around the world today on ships like this.
The USS Iowa has lived through World War I, ending in 1919, the Korean War in the 50s, and even faced the Soviets in the 1980s. Though the ship carries on it many years, it is still mighty and standing, still serving the country, this time not through war, but through the history lessons it imparts on its visitors. And now we're standing inside the USS Iowa itself, a real battleship, ladies and gentlemen. It does look a little old, but you gotta remember it was built in the 1940s and it's still standing.
Yes, and then the insides are pretty well reserved, and you can see along the walkway there's pictures and also some stories about the ship, also about the battles that the ship has been through. And then there's many volunteers here that more than willing to explain a little bit about the history of the ship.
Because the ship is no longer in service.
What made you decide to volunteer for this job?
Well, I'm a Canadian by birth, and since I've never served in the military, as a volunteer, it's my way of giving back.
What is so special about this ship, you think?
The special about the ship is the history of it, and it's just turned 70 years old, and it just has so much history.
Okay, so it's almost 70. How do you think it compares to ships nowadays? Does it still stand?
It's the mightiest battleship ever built, and they just don't build ships like this today.
How cool would this be if this was the AOC's message?
So me and Binh are standing in the quarters, living quarters, not only for people in the Navy, but when President Roosevelt was on this ship, he stayed in one of these tiny, tiny rooms.
Yeah, as you can see, the corridor as the hallways are super, super tiny, and right here, and then the one in the backs are other bedrooms. And then most of them are locked, but they do open a couple for us to see the interior. And from the inside, it's very dorm-like, so very small with a really twin-size bed and a couple cabinets. So the life of a couple of the soldiers on here is pretty tough, pretty tiny, but they do carry out big missions on the ship, though.
And it's amazing how our servicemen and women can spend so many months and months on end living in these tiny quarters, because I'm a little claustrophobic myself, so I think we should get out of here.
Yeah, but there's more to see on the ship too, so Lee and I will show you guys around some more stuff.
All right, let's make our way out.
Or squeeze our way out.
Squeeze our way out. Ugh. Wow, we've been touring this ship for a while and it's so big and so long. I'm really hungry. Where's the food?
I think we're in the food area. I think this is the dining area, I see a lot of ice cream machines, a lot of stoves, but I don't see any food.
No food.
So I guess we just have to walk around and imagine there will be food around the tray so we can use some of them. But yes, everyone, this is the dining area on the USS Iowa ship. As you can see, this area is huge compared to all the living quarters earlier when you use tiny space. So I think all the soldiers on here are very, very well fed. Hey guys, sorry, our journey around the USS Iowa ship unfortunately had to stop right here. Hopefully you guys have seen a lot of interesting footages as well as pictures about the majestic ship. And then here around here is the shopping area where you can buy souvenirs of the ship.
And during Veterans Day weekend and all year round, don't forget the servicemen and women who sacrifice themselves for our country in the past and in the present.
Cool.